This is Matt Russell, and welcome to the DailyFX Forum.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. The first chart is the Euro Pound. If you recall, during the past several reports, I was mentioning the possibility of this being a B-wave top and a short trade off that 92.14 high spike right here, and prices never did return to it. Prices are continuing to fall. As I mentioned, for longer-term traders, the target is this 88.50 area, and the decline towards that zone continues in the ABC manner. Now, shorter term, I've added a very short-term support line here on the daily chart, and prices could be finding temporary support right there. So over the next 24 hours, I might look for maybe more aggressive traders. Might take a shot, but I would require prices to come down and actually touch this line, and then place a stop maybe 20 pips or so beneath the line. But certainly don't give the trade any more room than those 20 pips. The next chart is the Aussie Kiwi, and this is a great example, and this is what I spoke about yesterday. Developing scenarios that may or may not work out in the future. And as I described in yesterday's video, and again, you can click on where it says more videos if you want to see a bigger version of the video that you're viewing right now, so you can actually see the candle wicks that I'm pointing at. So anyway, during yesterday's recording, I mentioned that I had a scenario where prices could come up, and I was expecting the news release to possibly cause a large move upwards, a spike, and then a close back beneath the level. And I said I would only enter the trade if that were to occur. So as prices were up here while this candle was still open, I was waiting for prices to come back down and close back beneath the level. That did not happen. Prices obviously closed above the level, as we can see, so I've abandoned completely that trade idea. With that being said, look at the maturity of this line here. This is a very significant breakout. So moving forward, what I might look for is prices to come down and retest this former resistance line from the opposite side. Maybe a little more aggressive than usual here. Usually I look for an entry maybe 10 to 15 pips above this line. I might say maybe 25 or 30 pips above this line. We might look for an entry and then place our stop maybe just above that 123 figure. I'd like to give this trade a little room just in case this breakout is for real. The next chart is the Pound Swiss, and not much has changed here. Again, I was stopped out on this trade recommendation right here with about a 40 pip loss, but as I mentioned in the video a few videos back pertaining to this trade, traders might look to enter at the line with a stop 75 pips to 100 pips beneath the line. So certainly some of you traders might be still in this trade right now. I mentioned during yesterday's session that we might look to exit the trade and then to hold the rest and see what happens if prices can take out these wicks right here. That has occurred now, so I might continue to hold the remainder of that position and possibly moving up the stop to beneath the low of this doji candle right here at about the 66.60 area, or maybe about 10 pips beneath there, so 66.50. The next chart is the Euro Swiss, and the triangle pattern continues as it has done so for the past year and a half, and again, still just waiting for the breakout here in either direction. So moving forward now, prices again testing the upper resistance line and falling back within the channel. Again, as I've been mentioning for the past several reports, I do favor an upside breakout to this pattern eventually, but I obviously could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So moving forward, again, I want to wait for the breakout. Our only risk in waiting as prices do head towards the apex here is that the eventual breakout, as a general rule, the tendency is the breakouts to these patterns are very severe or very violent. So there is a possibility that prices could, we might have a very large red candle or very large green candle, maybe 150 pips or so, and then we might not be able to have a favorable risk-reward entry once that does occur. So for more aggressive traders out there, they might listen to that advice and maybe either long or short here. But for more conservative traders, including myself, I would wait for the actual breakout before entry. Again, my name is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening, and please stay tuned for a preview of the DailyFX forums. I want to go ahead and formally welcome everybody to the DailyFX forum. And I want to explain a little bit about the forum and the wealth of information that you can obtain from the forum and how to go about doing so, how to find the things you want. So I'm just going to dive right in right now. And this is DailyFX.com, and this is usually how I navigate my way towards the forums. Obviously, it really depends on each individual how they access the forums, but this is how I go ahead and do it. I go to dailyfx.com, go ahead and click on the forum on top, and this brings you to the DailyFX forum homepage, and this highlights the most recent posts with the subject. So if you see anything that you're interested in, you can obviously go ahead and click. What I like to do is click on the forums tab like this, and go ahead and view the forums in the normal, typical way that forums are set up. And here you go, there are a bunch of threads down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and go directly to the forum, the video you just viewed, where you viewed it. So let's go ahead. This is the DailyFX Instructor Tips Forum, Identifying Trades with DailyFX. That's me. Go ahead and click on the most recent post. So this is where you are right now viewing the video, although the video will be the video beneath this one that you're watching right now. So normally when I'm on the forums, and what I would do is just scroll up to the top. Certainly you can check out any of my previous videos, and you know, especially if I did mention them in the report or in the video that you're viewing at that moment. And what I will do is go ahead and click on the forums, and then look for the forums that I like, you know, that I have interest in. One of them would be the Euro-Dollar forum, and this, again, it's really up to each individual trader as to exactly how they want to use the forum. Personally, what I like to do, the first thing I do is I'll go to the Euro-Dollar thread, I'll go and click on the latest post. And what I'll do here is, and again, I just want to, you know, really emphasize this point. It depends on your exact mindset when you're viewing. And me as a trader, I have some experience. So what I do and how I personally use the forum is I go through and I'll read what people are saying about the euro, what their trade ideas are. I certainly, you know, try to maintain my own individual objectivity, and I really don't pay much attention to what other traders are saying in terms of my trading. I'm not going to certainly see something on a forum and then go jump into a trade, but what it will do, it will open my eyes to certain trading opportunities, maybe a certain line or a certain time frame that I haven't looked at before. So that's one way that I personally like to utilize the DailyFX forum. But certainly for newer traders, there are plenty of topics that you can go over. Let's say, you know, you might not be well versed in terms of certain currency pairs that you want to learn about. Scalping, you might not know what Elliott wave is. You can go ahead and click there and see exactly what you can, you know, what you can understand, what you might not understand, and then certainly feel free to ask questions about any of these topics that you have. Maybe the carry trade, maybe you have some questions about that, or the sentiment, the SSI, or the latest economic news, FX programmers, the webinars, MT4. Any questions about active trader, you can go ahead and click on those threads. So again, it's very free, very open, and there is a wealth of information here and just waiting for to be utilized. Again, this is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening.